All right, go
When politicians are talking, close your mouth.
Yes, you have the right of reply. Yes, you have the floor. 1 minute. Thank you very much. Let's listen, please. Let's listen. Thank you.
This NBA conference in Port Harcourt was supposed to be a serious discussion about Nigerians' future and the 2027 election. But somewhere along the line, Sowore and Rotimi Amaechi started throwing political punches at each other. So today I have 4 hot news that I will share with you guys. So let's move on with Sowore and Rotimi Amaechi. The whole thing happened on Monday during the 66th Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association in Port Harcourt, where several politicians and presidential aspirants had gathered to discuss the future of Nigeria ahead of 2027. Now, this is how the matter started. Sowore was talking about politicians who have already been in government, basically telling Nigerians not to fall for the same promises again. And he didn't spare Amaechi. So Sowore questioned Amaechi's record as former governor of Rivers State and later Minister of Transportation. He even criticized the railways project associated with Amaechi's time in office, saying one of the rail lines went nowhere.
We have a former governor of Rivers State here, Amaechi, who built a rail line that went nowhere. If that rail line was working, subsidy would have been working for the people of Rivers State. Okay. I'm not attacking you, but your records are here in Rivers State.
So Amaechi, which is the former Rivers governor, immediately started defending his record. He pointed to projects he said he completed while he was governor, including roads and primary schools, and then defended the railway project he worked on as Minister of Transportation. He even challenged Sowore, asking him, "What is your experience?" And just when you thought the exchange was over, Amaechi told him, "When politicians are talking, Sowore, close your mouth."
Where are the Rivers lawyers who are present? Take Sowore around.
Okay.
Sowore, I said I built that road. I built this road. I built this primary school. I built that primary school. Sowore, what is your experience?
All right, go.
When politicians are talking, close your mouth.
Yes, you have the right of.
So guys, now so everything take scatter. Sowore had been criticizing politicians who had governed before, while Amaechi was basically saying, "You haven't governed before, so what exactly are you bringing to the table?" And remember, this wasn't just some random political rally. These guys were standing in front of lawyers at one of Nigeria's biggest professional conferences, discussing the country's political future. But beyond the drama, there's actually a serious issue underneath all of this. 2027 is getting closer, and politicians who have governed Nigeria or different parts of the country are going to face questions about their record. Sowore is saying Nigerians should judge them by what they did in office. And now Amaechi is saying, "Look at what I actually achieved before you criticize me." And honestly, this is exactly the kind of political argument we are probably going to see plenty more as we get closer to 2027. Now, the chairman of Kuje Area Council in Abuja, Samuel Danjuma Shokwelo, is facing heavy criticism after telling residents that if they don't support the APC, they should leave Kuje. And note, this wasn't something he wrote on social media. He said it while speaking at a meeting with some of his supporters and constituents in Kuje. So he was talking about the 2027 election and the development project he said President Tinubu and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike brought to the area. He now went ahead and declared that it is either you are for the APC or you leave the area council. That's a powerful statement.
I have said in my area council, it's either you're doing APC or leave the area council. I'm not arguing with you. With confidence, I'm saying it. You know why? I cannot have minister and president doing for us what they are doing. Then on the day of election, you now come and say you want to match me. I will not.
So he went on to say that he couldn't have the president and minister carrying out projects in Kuje only for residents to turn around on election day and vote against the APC. So the whole thing has now generated serious reactions, especially because we are talking about a public official telling residents that their political choice could determine whether they remain in the area. Amnesty International Nigeria has condemned the statement, saying people have the right to freely choose the political party they support and that nobody should have their right to live somewhere tied to their political affiliation. The organization also called on security agencies to act against any attempt to intimidate people because of their political choices. And honestly, with 2027 still ahead of us, if politicians are already making statements like this, wait till we go here when campaign fully starts. But let me know what you guys think. Should a public official be telling residents to leave an area simply because they don't support his political party? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, something quite dramatic happened in Oyo State on Tuesday, 25th August. There was an attempt to arrest Tani Olohun, the popular Isese traditionalist, but before the police could even take him away, among men for his street not even agree make them carry out. So, according to reports, some armed men in plain clothes showed up and tried to take him away. But because they were not wearing police uniforms, people around the area became suspicious and started resisting the arrest. And before you know it, what was supposed to be an arrest had turned into a full street confrontation.
Gbogbo ayé ọlọ́pàá náà pera wọn kidnapper ni wọn wọ́n ti fẹ́ pa wọn kidnapper ni wọn kidnapper ni wọn kidnapper ni wọn wọ́n sọ ọlọ́pàá kidnapper.
The police later explained that the men were actually officers from Kwara State and they had a warrant from a court in Ilorin to arrest Tani Olohun over allegations that he breached his bail conditions and could cause a breach of public peace. But the residents were not having it at all. This got so intense that Sunday Igboho was called to the scene and reportedly intervened. Eventually, the officers were directed to return to Kwara, while the Oyo State Police Command said any further action should be handled through the appropriate court in Ibadan. And Tani Olohun was eventually released. Finally, P2B has responded to Sowore after Sowore brought up something that happened during Obi's time as governor of Anambra State. Sowore was basically questioning P2B's record as governor, and one of the things he pointed to was the fact that doctors in Anambra went on strike for about 13 months during Obi's administration. And of course, P2B has now responded. According to P2B, when he came into government, the healthcare system in Anambra State was already in a very bad state.
If anybody here can tell me why doctors went on strike, then I defend it. When I became governor, there was not a single school of nursing accredited in Anambra State. Our university did not have a teaching hospital. Our hospitals were not accredited. And I decided after several months to deal with our doctors. When I put money in general hospitals, they transfer it to somewhere else.
He said his administration started making changes, including changing how some hospitals were managed and how money meant for healthcare was being handled. And according to him, those changes didn't sit well with some people who had benefited from the old system. So basically, Sowore is saying doctors went on strike for 13 months under P2B's government. Why P2B is saying yes, but explain to Nigerians why they went on strike. And this one has definitely opened another conversation about P2B's record as governor, because now people are asking who exactly is telling the full story. So guys, which of these news caught your attention the most? Let me know in the comment section, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. This is Trending Nigeria, bringing you the stories everybody is talking about. Nigeria know they ever run out of stories. I will see you guys in the next one.